Joe Burrow overrated. Throw that out there.
Who?
Joe Burrow overrated. Joe Burrow overrated.
He's at it again. He's at it again, folks.
1-4. Now they're sitting at 5 wins. I believe one more win makes them bowl eligible. So you're talking about a turnaround in the midst of 2, seasons. That's remarkable. We supporting this trash organization by paying money to this owner who ain't nothing but a lie, a thief, and he a cheater.
He coming back. Jerry live for mediocrity. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dan in the building. We're here for another one, man. Our Dallas Cowboys, man, faced off with the New York Giants today, man, on Turkey Day. Now, it wasn't a thriller, but Dallas was able to take victory 27-20. And it was a very complicated game, and we're here to talk about it. The backups versus the backups. It's my co-host. Your mic muted.
Sorry about that, folks. This is your boy John. Sit back and relax. Grab yourself something to drink and let that be known. Sports. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Man, nothing much, man. We in a very complicated season, to say the least. But I believe we called it here on the show. I said it. I said that we're gonna do just good enough, and Mike McCarthy will be back next season. The team hasn't quit on him. They're still playing hard. I give him credit. I give him credit for that. He ain't lost the locker room. It ain't like the New York Giants, who got 2 games this season, where the star wide receiver is saying he don't know what's going on. Like, but they competed, man, and it's bittersweet because you want to beat the New York Giants, but the chances of us making to the playoffs is really not a chance of us making to the playoffs. We relying on teams to have an ultimate meltdown because we would need some help for in order for us to be able to make it, because we're not going to win the division. Philly is probably going to win that hands down. So we'll be looking at a wild card spot. So we're hoping that Washington either has a meltdown, but the NFC North is so stacked. Like, all of them are playing so well that it's slim to none. You got the Vikings, you have all these teams up there that are really playing well that hasn't dug themselves such a hole. Um, and so you would need a lot of help, man, in order for us to make it, man. But I don't know what has happened. It's been a switch has flipped. And obviously we got some guys back, but the main thing that was confusing to me is we running the ball. Like, out of everything that happened, and there's always gonna be some fluky stuff happen when you got a bunch of backups, right? it's gonna be like backup issues. Like you just gonna have like it's just gonna be mistakes on top of mistakes, and it's gonna come down to which team can make the less mistakes. When you running back, they got backups they running. We got backups we running, and both quarterbacks are like making mistakes and with Rico Dowdle getting 5 yards a pop, him getting 100 yards by himself today, and he's getting 5 yards a pop. Now, can you imagine if Dak had a back that was getting 5 yards a pop? Can you imagine how dangerous the play action would have been? Like we hadn't had that since prime Zeke, where we had a back who was getting like 5 yards a pop. I think it kind of stunned New York because it was like, God dog, they running the ball. Like, and I don't know what it is because the offensive line is moving people now. Like I don't know what it is. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words because we was the worst rushing team in the NFL. And these past 2-3 weeks, we've been running the ball. Like ever since Dak went out, it's like I don't know what switch flipped in. And then not only that, not only are we running the ball, but we are protecting the quarterback. No sacks today. And Giants have pretty good pass rushers. And Burns and Thibodeau, like they're really good pass rushers. And Big Dexter Lawrence in the middle, who I want Dallas to trade it for, but they didn't. But you got Big Dexter Lawrence, like they have a very good defensive line. Now they suspect in other places, but especially the linebacker core. But that defensive line is good. With those, especially with those three guys on the defensive line, they are very good. And for us to be able to consistently run the ball, and not only consistently, but coming to the game, they knew we was gonna try to run the ball because we got Cooper Rush. You know, so defense got off to a slow start, but they found their way. Micah made his imprint on the game. Overshown, we could be seeing a start in the making. Um, if he can improve his coverage, I think he can really really be a Pro Bowl guy because his ability to play the run, his ability to rush the passer, his ability to run sideline from sideline is elite right now. It's elite, and he can wreck. He wrecking plays. He's wrecking games. He's busting plays up, like plays that normally we would not have. Like we didn't have a linebacker who was that athletic, who can bat a ball and search it and find the ball, and then have the speed to run from a running back and get in the end zone. Now the only place that he's lacking or he needs to improve will be obviously the coverage in the zone and in the man if he gets switched up on a running back or whatever. So, but if he can do that, man, Dallas has something there. Um, I think the defense is really good. Um, if we can next year improve on the D tackle situation, I think we'll be, defense will be straight. Um, Offense, I don't know what to make of the offense because I don't know if this O line is for real or is this just momentary. I don't know what. I don't know.
It's the
I don't know,
Giants, bro.
guys.
It's the Giants.
I mean, we did the same thing against Washington.
Frauds.
And Washington, you know, they have, so far have been kind of holding their own. And so I'm like, okay, but what you think? What was your thoughts on it, man?
So it's bittersweet. Dallas 27, New York 20. Um, very bittersweet. Um, these were some of the things that I would have liked to seen earlier in the season, rather than to the point where now because we're a team tank. Um, the way they the way they finally ran the ball, and then not just running the ball, but how they was running the ball. They
It was
weren't just running
dominant.
between the guards and the center. They was doing stretch plays. They were doing tosses, doing draws. They mixed it up. It just wasn't just running it just for the sake of running it. Um, they was doing like how you would say in like when you hooping, you setting up your dribble, you setting up your move, and that's how they was using the run. Man, they was setting up the run in different creative ways. Except for whatever reason, when they get down to the red zone, then that's all that goes out the window.
Play calling.
That goes out the window. So yeah, it's good to see the line blocking better. And I think that does have something to do with the play calling, but also number 60 wasn't in there guiding. Because that man is trash. Um, they had some guys that in there, man, that was that was physical. Don't mind getting physical. With New York's offensive line, defensive line.
Man,
So
this new Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele was going against Brian Burns. Did you see him?
I seen it. I seen it.
That's your boy. Terrence Steele's your boy.
That ain't my boy. That ain't my boy, man. Man, I think it's just that what Terrence Steele did today was an anomaly to me. Um, I got to see more of that. I just can't just hang my head on that one because it's so many games this year, man, that was just awful, man. From him. So if he can string together over the next, was it 5 games left, 5 6 games left, you know, the, the Terrence Steele of old, then yeah, okay, I can see he's getting his bearings back. But I think today was a anomaly for him. But I mean, we'll see, man. And I'm not sure what to make of this offense either, man. This is real makeshift. We ain't got no identity. It's just it's going off of a whim, man.
I mean,
Just like
as of right now, running is our identity. As of right
yeah,
now, and I don't know how
I don't. That's the thing
because
is,
if I'm the Giants,
I'm low in the
I
box.
sell out,
Hmm.
and Cooper Rush just gonna have to beat me. And that's kind of what Dallas did in the second quarter against the Giants. They just sold out
Facts,
on the run and was like Drew Lock just gonna have to just see he's gonna beat us.
facts. Yeah, so it's yeah. I mean, I like their strategy. Their strategy today. They actually fed Rico 22 carries, 112, 5.1 a pop. This is this is what we needed.
But bro, look at this. I said this. People kept saying, "We need a running back. We need a running back." I said it's not the running back. We need the offensive line to block.
Create
I
some
said
holes.
if the offensive line blocks, Rico would get off. Now he a great back? No, but
No,
he's a very good
he's
back.
serviceable.
I mean, he's more than serviceable. Like he can like these past 2 weeks they've been blocking. He getting off. Like he's getting off. Like he's a good balanced back. He got some speed to him. He can explode through the hole. Like when he see it, he explodes, and he gets his shoulder square, and he's not letting no tackles
Mm-mm.
bring him down.
No.
And people keep saying, "Oh, go get this running back, that running back," and I was like, "Dude, with our offensive line the way that it is, it don't matter who's back there, because our running backs were getting hit before they even got to the line of scrimmage."
Facts.
But these past 2 weeks, he's been able to run 2 or 3 yards before he's touched.
Facts.
Now, running back can work with that. He can, okay, I can make some moves. I can work with that. You let me get going, And so that's why I say I don't know. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's
Because you got Zach Martin, the All Pro, on the bench. When he goes out, we blocking good. like what the heck? I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't. Y'all out there, man. If y'all can make sense of it, tell us,
Yep.
man.
Put
Because
it
I
in the
just
chats,
don't
man. Put it in the
know.
chats, man.
Because the line was straight garbage the past few games, man. In the beginning of the season, the line was just putrid. And then that goes down, then Zach goes down, and the next thing you know, the line looks like it's serviceable. It looks good. Like they're like more than serviceable. They're good. If your running back is getting 5 yards a pop,
Facts.
like your line is moving people.
Facts.
Like when the last time we seen a running back running in on a goal line for a touchdown for the Cowboys instead of getting stopped because it ain't nowhere to run to, and the running back just dancing in the backfield because he's looking for somewhere to run and ain't no holes open. Now you got a offensive line who's actually moving people off the line of scrimmage. Now the running back has somewhere to run to,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
so
facts.
I don't like I said, guys out there, man, y'all watching, man. I don't know, man. I don't really know what to make of the offense. Cooper Rush, man, he's Cooper Rush. Uh, like he's a dang good backup. But that's it. Like
Yeah, man.
against this Giants team, man, he should have really had a field day. Like, like he should have had a field day, man. Like he really should have. Like I don't know, man. Like some of
Nah,
the
man.
places like he was throwing ball, and we were like, where are you throwing it to? Like, and I get it. CD Lamb didn't help you out dropping all them passes.
Bruh. Bruh.
CD Lamb dropped like 3 or 4 passes that could have kept the drive going. And that's not on you, Cooper, because you was putting it on him. He was just, I don't know. I know he's dealing with an injury. I know that. I know his shoulder. He got a bum shoulder. But if you're out there, man, you got to make plays. If you can't make plays, don't be out there
Don't be out there.
because you're hurting the team. It was good to see Brandon Cooks back. He got him a touchdown.
The Archer.
You know, he's been duly missed. He's been dearly missed. Um, I don't know, man. The Giants were in the same position that they team tanked too. They fan base is split.
Bro,
Half
they
of
are
them
not
want
hiding it at all.
well, half of them wanted to win, of course, because it's a division game, and then the other half is like we try to tank, and duly so because they have nothing to look forward to. They
Yeah.
don't have a franchise quarterback coming back next year. We got Dak Prescott coming back. They don't have a quarter. They franchise. They let him walk out the building because they were trying to have him play safety on scout team, which is crazy.
Crazy work.
You have a $50 million quarterback playing safety on scout team. I have never heard of such a thing of a quarterback making that much of money on your scout team playing safety. It can't get no more degrading than that.
I can't blame him asking for his release. That's
And then you got Tom Brady talking about, yeah, I would do anything to help the team. Not if you making 50 million, you ain't gonna do it.
mm-mm. You can call him everything but a child of God.
Saying all this stuff and doing all these things like his Daniel Jones is the reason y'all losing. Daniel Jones is the reason y'all suck. Just like that Prescott wasn't the reason we was sucking. We sucked on offense because of play calling and because of offensive line issues. Those are the reason why we sucked on offensive end. Because CeeDee Lamb is a very good number one. Brandon Cooks is a very good number two. You got a very good tight end in Jake Ferguson. When he was healthy, he had a concussion. You got a very good serviceable back in Rico Dowdle. But we couldn't do nothing because the offensive line couldn't block. And the play calling was just putrid.
Facts.
And the play calling today was still putrid. I was just like,
It was. No, it was, man. It's
we ran
that
a double reverse. Like, oh, the Giants sniffed it out. Like, yeah.
yeah. Who wouldn't?
Like, it fooled nobody.
Oh
I thought
man.
it was gonna be some. I thought it was gonna be some type of pass, like what CD was gonna throw it or something. I
Right.
was like, oh, this is new. This is new. This is a new wrinkle. Okay, that'll catch the defense off guard. Like that's not something that you see. Like that's new. And no, we did a double reverse, and the defense just sat there like, okay,
Thank you.
and there's nowhere to run. But I guarantee you had did that halfback pass, which I think should be a wrinkle. Like
Should
if you
be.
want to use guys like CD, like give CD a pass run option. You know, but and the reason why I say that because like we don't got nothing to lose now. Like I'll be trying all everything.
Everything. Everything. Everything.
I'll be trying to invent stuff. Hey, see, let's see if we can run this run pass option, man, and see if we can pitch it to you, and you have an option to pass it or run it. I just be trying stuff.
No, man, that's facts, man. Yeah, this was definitely one of these games, man. It was just ugly, man. I mean, we got the job done, but it was just ugly. You really didn't see a method. I mean, outside of running the ball, it was just one of them things, man. I mean, going into this year, being throughout this year and what we're surviving with them, man, um, we kind of expect just ugly football, just not good football, but um, we found a team that wanted to tank more than us, um, and not ashamed about it. So we
Well,
see some.
I think they're frustrated because the players and the coaches of Giants they want to win. The front office don't want to win
Mm-mm.
because they keep making putrid mistakes. Like paying Daniel Jones, that was a big mistake. Then cutting Daniel Jones was a big mistake. Letting Saquon Barkley walk, big mistake. Like they have been making mistakes on top of mistakes on top of mistakes, and they just can't get out of their own way. Like
Facts.
they just can't get out of their own way, and it's been like bad. like bad GM. Like one thing I can say about Jerry is he keeps talent on Dallas. Now he might not get a coach that can coach the talent, but he gonna have some talent on Dallas. Like we have a bunch of talent, and we have a bunch of talent still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like to have a team with Micah, CeeDee Lamb, um, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, like to Overshawn, like to have all of these guys that you can name, is remarkable and also frustrating because it's like, man, this is the best you can get out of all these guys.
Yeah. No,
Is this the best you can work with talent?
nah, man. It's it's crazy, man. But man, let's get into this new segment, man. We talked about earlier, man. What we call top
For
five,
sure.
man. So this new segment is called Top Five. So after every game, when we do our post game show here, me and Dan is gonna come up. He'll have his top five highlights and lowlights of the game. I have my top five highlights and lowlights of the game. We'll speak about it, man, and go from there, man. You got your list ready, man?
Yeah.
I know it ain't. I know it's.
So I'm gonna mesh mine together. So my top five highlights and lowlights. So um this is a little bit unconventional, but and this might be a little weird, but my first top five highlight is Keontae Turpin is now feared. And to see him not get the ball kicked to him was a highlight to me because he has become that much of a game changer. He's averaging more return yards than anybody in the NFL. He's been selected, he's gonna be Pro Bowler, and etc. And to see him basically just take a special teams unit away, like, hey, we just gonna kick it at the end of the end zone. That was a highlight to see today. Because at first teams were still kicking to him. After last week, I don't think he's gonna get any more. I don't think he's gonna get any more kick returns. Via a mishap. Um, a low light. I'm gonna mix mines up. So that was a highlight for me. A low light for me. Mike McCarthy's play call. Now check this, guys. And it's a specific time where this happened. I want to say this was in the second quarter. No, it's first quarter. We march all the way down. First drive, matter of fact. We march all the way down to the red zone. He doesn't run the ball once.
Once.
Now, running got us down there. Rico was eating up yards. We get to the red zone. He throws the ball 3 times. Like, how low life can that be? You don't even do what got you down there once. You don't run the ball once. You put the ball in Cooper Rush's hands, and Cooper Rush is just throwing it. I don't know where he's throwing it to.
He don't even know where he's throwing it to.
And then another highlight, man. Of course, we all know this. The Mario Overshown, the interception, man. And the interception was beautiful. But what really got me out my seat is the way he hit that running back.
Boy, not
You
far
know,
from.
you talking about knocking the heck out somebody. Like he wanted to hit the running back for having the audacity to try to block him. So he hit the running back, and it was a blessing in disguise because had the running back had slipped out instead of making contact with him,
That would have been seven.
you talking about 7. he would have been gone because the Mario Overshown, that was his man. So if the running back was smart, seeing Overshown come, instead of making contact with him, if he slips out and receives that pass and don't never make contact, he's gone, man. It's a foot race. And credit to Mario Overshown. He made contact with the running back, disrupted the route, the screen pass, was able to get up and tip it, and good eye coordination, good feet coordination. But big time play. Shout out to shout out to the shout out to the next highlight was shout out to Michael Parsons, man. Um, we missed the pass rush, and his pass rushing ability allows other guys to get off as
Facts.
well because the double teams he's getting, like it allows Odigizua to get a sack. Carl Lawson, all these guys are getting pressure, and so um, shout out to him, man. That was another highlight, man. He was just wrecking. He was wrecking the game, especially when they had to throw the ball. He was wrecking the game, man. Another low life, man, was CeeDee Lamb dropping all these balls, man. Now this is the same guy that would throw a fit. He would cry. He would he would just lose it if a quarterback makes a mistake. Like when Dak would make mistakes, he would go to the sideline. I mean, he is outraged. But every time he makes a mistake, a quarterback don't go outraged. Cooper Rush did not one time say, "Come on, CD, like man, what you doing?" He just went to the sideline. Like, hey, he dropped it. I don't think I need to tell you, like, come on, like, I think you know. Like, so that was a low life, man.
Yeah.
Um, another highlight, man, was to have Brandon Cooks back, man. The touchdown. Um,
Facts.
another guy out there who can get separation. Has been dearly missed.
Boy.
His ability to get separation and one-on-one coverage. Most guys can eat in zone because there's spots in zone. Dallas has been dead last in getting separation and one-on-one coverage, man to man. And to have a guy like that out there, if you compare him with CeeDee Lamb, you got two guys out there that can beat one-on-one coverage, and that's something that we've been dearly missing, man, for a long time, man. And I guess in my low light, man, finally, it was sad to see the young fella go out of the corner, man.
Josh Butler.
Like it was sad, man. So um, it was sad so many levels. For one, because the team need him. For two, like he been having a hard time making his way to the NFL. Like going to the UFL, going all over, being on practice squad, and then you finally get your shot, and now you're ready, you're shining, and now you're injured, and the team has no stock in you. So there's no stock to bring you back. So it's almost like you have to start all the way back over. So you'll be on the practice squad again, trying to make the training camp team again. The whole process with if he had to stay healthy, he definitely would have been on the team next year. So that's a low life for me. That's the lowest one, man, because it hit on so many levels, like his livelihood, everything is at question now.
Um, yeah. So I'm gonna I'm gonna ride that a little bit. I'm gonna start with my low lights and just to elaborate on that Josh Butler injury, man. That's I feel for him, especially with everything he's been through. And then he was actually having a pretty good game today. Before he got injured, man, he was doing some of the same things he was doing last week
Hmm.
against Washington. Um, Playing good coverage, not afraid to tackle. Um, yeah, it's tough, man. And then I did do some little digging on him last week after the Washington game, and just to see some of the things he's been through, man. It's tough, man. He went from college and then had to did a little acting, and then bounced around a lot. Practice squad, those type of things, man. And then when things looks like it's starting to look up for you, and then this happens, man. You know that's tough, man. I feel for him, and then now he's back at square one. Hopefully Dallas holds on to him. Hopefully Dallas sees, um, that he does bring some value to this team, man. Especially at the DB spot. Um, that's just tough, man. I feel for him, man. Um, and then also, man, I got to speak on my next low light, man. Is CD Lamb in these three drops today, man. And then not just the three drops, but when they happened,
Yeah,
they killed
it was
drives.
drive it was drive killers for sure.
And then you coming out where moping and all this. Like, we need you locked in, man. You are wide receiver one, man. If nobody else is locked in, our top guys got to be locked in. And today you was not locked in. Let alone getting injured late on in the game. But man, we needed him locked in, and I'm glad we still, well, I'm bittersweet that we still won, but he definitely didn't really contribute today, man. So that was tough, man. Um, Another low light, man, is you spoke on it as well. Is this red zone play calling, man? It seemed like we call pretty decent plays up until we get to the 20. And then when we get to the 20, we just get stupid. Yeah, like we can't call no more plays, man. Things that got us there. Rico Dowdle was giving us 5 point yards a pop, and we went completely away from that when we get down there, man. But that's been going on for a few years now, so it's not just something that's new this year, but it's been kind of consistent with the offense here under Mike McCarthy's reign. So um, there's no hope there for me, but that's what it is there, man. This this halftime show is trash, man.
Garbage.
It is trash.
And I'm a fan of country music,
Me too,
and
but
I'm a fan of I'm a fan of both of those people's up there, but they put on a bad show.
it was trash. And I mean, I'm all for a good halftime show if it's gonna be good production, man, and it's gonna come with a great show. But that's something that like it was put together last minute. Like, are you gonna be in town? Yeah, I'm gonna be in town too. Let's go and drop. Let's go and make this quick money. That's what they look like. Um, Horrible.
Sound quality was boo boo too.
Mm. And I went and walked to start doing something else, man. 15 minutes, and then last but not least, a low light for me. This win gives delusional fans hope.
The fans.
It gives them hope. They thinking this 2 game winning streak is going to propel us to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl, and everything is going to be peaches and cream. And this is exactly what we did not want as part of Team Tank. To We want to kill this delusion, but obviously this didn't help. But for the a little some bright notes as far as highlights, man. Got to start off with Demo, man. Overshown, man. He wrecked the game, man. Along with him and Parsons, Michael Parsons, man, they wrecked the game, man. And like you said earlier, man, that interception, man, that saved so many things on so many levels. You know, saved the touchdown and then pass breakup, but then also the still have the concentration to catch that tip ball and take it to the house, man. That was
for
big,
sure.
man. Um, I think I think he's a big star in the making. I know this is second year was actually his first year playing, but I think he'll get better in coverage. Um, he's just playing purely off of just talent right now. But once he have an off season to improve on those things, man, he's gonna be a game changer. He's gonna be a disruptor. Um, not only from run support, but I think he'll get it down because I think he has to want to of playing better in coverage. Um, then I gotta give my boy Rico Dowdle some love, man.
For sure.
He stepped up to the plate. They gave him more carries, and he did not disappoint.
And the O line too with him.
And the O line with him too. They did not disappoint, man, for sure. Speaking of O line, man, and I hope it's not nothing long term. Never want that, but I was so glad when Tyler Guyton had to lead the game. So glad, man. Like I said, I hope it's nothing long term, man. But when he's in there, man, not too many good things happen. Due to his lack
I
of
mean,
discipline, lack of technique,
yeah, he has physical tools, man, but zero brains.
just this bird brain, man, just not aware of the situation, man. Just 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 total just lack of IQ. Um, and then something I saw today, I noticed today, man. They gave Turpin more touches, but they did it, in some, a few creative ways there. They just didn't just run on him on a nine route or nothing like that. They got him the ball, to some potential space and, see if he could do something with it rather than just the typical nine route or some stupid route or fade route. You give a 5-5 guy a fade route. But it's good to see they trying to get him involved, man. And then my last one, man. Shout out to the archer, man, Brandon Cooks. He had a big clutch catch that
Oh,
sealed the win. And I mean, he had to stretch for it, but you know, it was like it was well outside of his catch radius. But for him to stretch and get it the way he did to seal the win, because if I'm being honest, man, if the Giants got that ball back, they was
they gonna
probably
tie
gonna
the
win that
game up.
game.
Oh, they gonna go for two and win.
Yeah, so that I looked at that was big, man, because they had just scored. Giants just scored, so they already kind of feeling some type of way. So they were like, man, if we get this back, man, we're gonna win this. But for Brandon Cooks to seal the win, man, that was huge, man. But those are my top five highlights and lowlights, man. Um, and if anybody in the chat, man, if y'all got any, y'all let us know y'all top five, man, highlights and lowlights of the game, man. Uh, and we'll definitely, read them and respond to them as well, for sure, man. But
One thing that I know I try to tell people, man, Mike McCarthy gonna be back.
bruh, I get depressed every time you say that.
Dallas, it's not outside of the stretch of the imagination that Dallas can run the table these last 5 games. It's not like these teams that we're playing are not like unbeatable teams. Cincinnati can be beat. Like their record is putrid. Like we play Washington again. We know they can be beat. We play Carolina. They can be beat. Philly might be a test, but you stop the run, they can be beat. Like it's not outside the imagination that they can run the table and be 10-7. And
Don't say
Jerry
that, man.
Jones is looking, and
Don't
Jerry
say
Jones
that,
looking
man.
like, oh, we 10-7 with all these injuries. We gotta run it back. In his mind, it makes sense because we ended up being 10-7, and we had everybody hurt. Not only we gonna run it back, but we gonna do it with the same roster. It's a Jerry Jones thing to do. It's the most Jerry Jones thing ever. How I know is because I've seen him do it. I've seen him go 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, and keep running it back. 8-8, 8-8. And we saying, man, Jerry, the coach need to go and we need to make some roster changes. Jerry said, no, I think we got what we need here. Just, I believe we have our guy. And it's like, Jerry, man, I don't think we got our guy, man.
Is this? I'm gonna throw something at you, man. I'm gonna throw something at you. Is it possible that Jerry lets McCarthy go, but makes Mike Zimmerman the coach, head coach?
That's very possible. That's very possible. Um,
He's got experience. Jerry likes coaches with experience. He's been
yeah.
here
But
previously. He's
if
got
he
history
fired
here.
if he fires McCarthy, that would be his move. But he likes McCarthy.
McCarthy Brown knows him.
And I think that McCarthy, to be honest with you, I think he is a good head coach. Just suck at play calling.
Yeah, but he
Like
doesn't want to give it
honestly,
up.
I think he's a very good head coach. I honestly think he's one of the best head coaches. And I'll give you some reasons why. Not just that the team's been competitive, but for him, and especially this year, for him to keep that locker room
That's big.
after everything that went on this year, and to have those guys give the effort that they're giving speaks volumes about him as a motivator, him as a head coach, getting guys to still believe in him. It speaks volumes. The guys hadn't, checked out or clocked out on him like, man, whatever. We ain't gonna win no way. I ain't gonna play hard, or I'm not gonna come back from injury. We got guys rushing back from injury. Like you got CeeDee Lamb who's playing injured, and he don't even have to play injured. He's already paid. Like he don't have to do it. He could just sit himself out for the rest of the year. But it speaks volumes. Trayvon Diggs been dealing with a groin injury. He's been trying to play through it. Like you got guys coming back, and so, like I said, I think he's a really good head coach. I think he's just out of touch. Um, on the play calling, and his play calling is built for a team who has a stout offensive line.
Yeah, I don't know why he don't let Schottenheimer call plays. I think Schottenheimer would have some more innovative ways of calling plays a little bit more
Well,
creative.
well, well,
Um,
it's not even just being innovative. It's just like what he calls when he calls it. It's been like our main issue. Like, why would you call this here? Like, why would you get to the red zone and throw the ball 3 times? Like, that has nothing to do with creativity. That has just to do with bird brains. Like, why would you do it? Like, you're running the heck out of the ball. You're not gonna run it once. If I'm running the ball that good, I'm running on first and second down, and then I'll pass on third down if I need to pass on third down.
I think
Like
that's
that has nothing to do with like creativity. Like you missing out on points just on not being smart or what you call when you call it.
I think that was part of the beef between him and Aaron Rodgers in the Green Bay. It was this type of thing, man. When you call plays, the plays you call when you call them, um, or just common sense, man. Common sense got
Yeah,
to kick in and realize, okay, this is working for us. Let's ride this until they stop it.
for sure.
Um,
Or like this is a prime example. We are moving the ball. We could be moving the ball well, right? Rico was running the piss out the ball. He was running the heck out the ball, right? Had two big gigantic runs. Guess what Mike McCarthy come back and do? He runs it again. A smart OC would say, "Hey, it's time for play action."
yeah.
Mm-mm. Mike McCarthy runs it again, and Rico gets hit behind the line. Had you play action, I guarantee you somebody would have been open because all those DBs now are biting down to help on the run,
Facts.
and you kind of got that play later on in the game when what's number one what's that boy name, number one, the receiver,
What is that boy name?
Tolbert.
Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert.
Tolbert on the double move. You got it because there was no help there because safety's in the box.
Facts.
Like you have more of those shots if you just smartly call the plays. Like it ain't about like being creative all the time. It's just about like what you do when you do it. Like he'll do something super smart, like calling a draw play. Super smart.
That
It ain't
was
nothing fancy. It ain't nothing fancy to it. It just caught the defense off guard. It was super smart, and it was the right time to call it. Rico Dallo picks up every bit of that 21 yards off a draw play, and then you come back and run the ball. Like it's stuff like that. Like Mike McCarthy, he's innovative enough. He just don't call stuff when it needs to be called, or he calls the wrong thing.
yeah, man. That's the coach, man. That just
And
but
like Kellen Moore was good at that, but Kellen Moore was too good for his own good. And reason why I say that is like we actually scored too fast in too much with Kellen. Like I know it sounds crazy to people out there. Like, how can
It's
you
not
score too much?
complimentary football.
It's not complementary football. So if you're putting your defense out on the field so often
They're
and they're
gonna
going on
win.
long drives, sooner or later they start getting winded and they get tired and they start giving up huge plays. Now you're in a shootout because the other team is scoring as well because you're not playing complementary football. You want your offense to go on really to go on long drives.
Facts.
The longer your offense can stay on the field, it benefits your team. That's why everybody's so big on time of possession. That's why the team that has the time of possession has a higher chance of winning because the offense kept the ball and I kept our defense off the field. And I gave their offense less opportunities. And that's what the problem was with Kellen Moore. He scored, man, we was scoring like in 5 plays. It was ridiculous. And we was putting up 35, 38 points a game.
Easy.
And the defense just couldn't keep up. And we were like, man, why are these games so close? And Mike McCarthy is smart. He's telling Kellen, like, man, you gotta slow down. And Kellen, like, for what? Like,
Yeah.
man, we scoring. Like, tell the defense to get a stop. And that was kind of Kellen's mentality. And Mike was like, man, no, like that's not complimentary football. Like we got to all play together to where it's a team effort. Like, defense, the less defenses out on the field, the better. Because we keep the offense off the field.
Yeah.
And so that was the problem with Kellen. We was scoring, but boy, we was giving it right back up.
Right back up.
Now we have Mike McCarthy. Now we can't hardly score. You know, and it's sorely due, and it ain't all just Mike all the time, because a lot of times it's penalties. So like we'll have a big play, then it comes back because somebody holding,
Number
or we have
60.
somebody they be false starting all the time. So a lot of stuff like because we was almost leading the league in penalties, so like that has nothing to do with your play caller. Like it's hard to call plays when you're getting penalties every other play.
But it's but that's on McCarthy, man. You can't keep allowing that. It has to be some type of repercussion for these bonehead penalties that keeps going on and on week after week.
We know he ain't got that power. Mike
I mean,
McCarthy
some
don't have the power to shut someone down.
because it's like, bruh. But that's where my delusion kind of kicks in, like common sense kicks in. So never mind, man. Um,
Like he don't have a Jimmy Johnson type power where
nah,
you keep messing up, I'm benching you,
nah, man. You don't have that type of power. Um,
or we trading you.
that's facts, man. Did you see the ending of that Chicago and Detroit game, man?
Stupid,
I want.
stupid.
I got the
You got
clip,
a
man.
timeout.
Yeah, bro. Let's look at the clip, man. Let's chop it up on that a little bit, man. That's one thing I'm grateful about. McCarthy is not this coach. It gets worse. It could be worse. So I'm glad that's
You
not
got a you got a rookie quarterback, man. You got to
help
help
him
him.
out. Let's let's see what we
Y'all
got here.
watch that time go all the way down, man. So
Facts.
let's click it. So they got 36 seconds.
36 seconds.
In reality, in reality, 36 seconds with a timeout, you can run 3, maybe 4 plays
Facts.
with a timeout if you call the right plays. Watch this blunder.
Yeah, you've gone back from 43, you're thinking as the max, to now it would be 53. With a kicker who has struggled in some of these big spots. It's been blocked each of the last 2 weeks. 2nd and 20. No one touched him. And down goes Williams.
You're not gonna call
So
timeout.
there
They
is
You're not
land on
gonna
the
call
ground.
timeout.
Call
this is
timeout.
draw.
And there's no hurry to the line of scrimmage.
They sitting there like what?
clock is
Oh,
running.
I guess we ain't
With 15 seconds, and it's 3rd and 26. They have one timeout left.
This is like the light box.
Hike it.
Got numbers, but just
You
didn't.
better hurry.
Oh no!
No, this is
Game, no.
disaster in the making here. You're going to have to do something when it comes down to this play. Incomplete, and the game is over. Completely botched at the end by the Bears.
Look at him. Stupid.
I can't believe they didn't take a timeout. You just assumed they would have taken.
They're looking around like, what just happened?
They had a timeout.
Has struck 0, and it is
Look at this.
over.
Look at this.
They took way too
Way
long
too long.
to get in position to run this play. This had no intention of being their final play.
Oh my goodness!
They would have had an attempt of a field goal to send it to overtime from about 59 yards.
He should have got fired that night. They should have fired him.
Don't even get on the plane. Find your way home. You find your way home.
High school and college coaches don't even make that mistake. Because it has nothing to do with skill. It's just common sense.
Comment.
He got sacked. I gotta call a timeout.
Call timeout. Absolutely.
And then even if you're waiting, when they get to the line of scrimmage and they having trouble getting lined up, call time out.
How did this dude get a head coach job?
They needed like 6 or 7 yards to get in field goal range.
Field goal range. How did this dude get a job? And this isn't the first time that they lost in a fashion like this. You remember the Hail Mary with Washington?
I do. I was mad because Washington kept thinking they were nice like that, and I kept telling them like, man, y'all frauds, man, just like the rest of us, man. Y'all ain't good. Y'all fried. Y'all playing that cupcake schedule. Y'all playing against stupid teams and stupid coaches. You got a man celebrating on the other side of the end zone instead of playing coverage.
He turned his back. He turned his back to
He
the
over there
play.
gigging. He's getting it in, and the ball's in the air. I kid you not. If you have not watched it, go watch it. It's the most idiotic and funny thing ever. I kid you not. He turned his back on the play. He's getting it in as the ball is in the air. They score a touchdown. This fool is dancing.
No, by the time he realized he ran over there and tipped the ball. Instead of batting the ball down, you tipped the ball. The Cowboys is a joke, but that's the biggest joke. That's the biggest joke here. Chicago Bears is the biggest joke of this season, man. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. I know we bad, man, but maybe grateful we ain't that bad.
We ain't that stupid. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with like
Man.
skill. It's just like common sense. Like,
But they got some skilled players there.
But I'm saying it don't have nothing to do with skill. This is just brains. It's just smart.
Like, my goodness, like,
It's just common sense. Like,
and then he went and doubled down on it in the post game presser. He doubled down on it.
That's when you need a guy like Jameis Winston on your team.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
Jameis will tell you about yourself.
Shout out to James, man.
Can't win with it. Can't win with him. Ain't gonna be able
Mm-hmm.
to do it. Can't eat no W's like that.
Can't get no W like that. Nah, man. I don't. I know. We're a cowboy show, man. But seeing that today, man, that just you don't see that. You don't usually see that type of stupidity on this level. I mean,
Not
you see a
not
lot
from
of
a
bad football, but not like that.
not from a head coach anyway. A head coach that know he have a rookie quarterback. Like, man, you be on your P's and Q's with your rookie quarterback.
Mm-hmm. I just hope they don't shell shock him, man. Before he's able to get a better coach around him, man. Because
Well, the way that he kind of learned to play, he's better when he's running around. He
mobile
struggles when he stands in the pocket.
pocket.
Like if you go back and watch his college tape, like most of his highlights of him is him moving around the pocket, scrambling. Like most of his highlights. When he stands still in the pocket,
Well, I'm just saying, in that case, then build around that. Make it a motion offense where you can move around. Put them in the shotgun, man. Do some rollout, do some boots, that type of stuff. RPOs. Make it a little bit more simpler for him. Run some of the stuff that they do with Lamar Jackson. Not saying he has to run as much, but just build around his skill set right now. Of course, you can build your way into becoming a pocket passer. Help your quarterback out.
God
I mean,
dog, the Packers told the Dolphins a new one.
yep, sure did.
You think they're gonna break that up over there?
Nah, too much money tied in. They just re-signed Tua. The year before they just re-signed Tyreek, and then I think they signed what's the other receiver? Waddle.
Got your boy Waddle. Now Odell over there. He kicking. He looking to party.
Yeah, Diddy party. Um, but I mean, I'm calling him man Diddy. Uh, what's his name? You just said his name,
Odell.
Odell. Well, Odell, I think he's like on a veteran minimum. He's not making much, so I don't think he's going to even be there next year. But they're in a bad spot, man. They shared all this money. I think they just re-signed or extended what's that cornerback name? Jalen he was with the
Oh,
Rams,
Ramsey.
Jalen
Yeah.
Ramsey. So they just extended him too, man. So they kind of stuck, man. They just gonna have to tough it out and hopefully it pans out, man. But that's what kind of happens, man, when you go and get names and if it doesn't necessarily work, man, then you just stuck. You shared all this money out.
But I told people, man. I told people Odell was overrated. They got mad at me.
I mean, especially at this point, man, he's
When you
over the hill. All
when
them
you looking at
injuries,
all time receivers,
he's not in that.
and
He's not in that conversation.
I was saying the way they people uphold him like he's something great. Like he was a good receiver in his heyday. But as of right now, he has 7,000 career yards, receiving yards.
Mm.
Jason Witten got more receiving yards than that, and he's a tight end. Jason Witten got over 13,000 receiving yards, and he's a tight end.
Speak on it.
And so you hold this guy, they put this guy on a pedestal. Oh, Odell is this, Odell is that. Especially this younger generation. And I'm like, bro, Odell he ain't like that. Like, he just not like that. Like Anquan Bolden got more receiving yards than
Hey,
Odell.
but Aquan was that was a beast there. He was a beast.
Like
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
a lot of receivers y'all hadn't even heard of that was like that. Like I can name some of them, like Torrey Holt, Andre Reed, like some of these guys y'all don't really know the younger generation. Like some of y'all don't know Anquan Bolden.
Hmm.
Some of y'all don't know
Larry
uh,
Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald, Isaac Bruce. Like Isaac Bruce is slept on, but he got
Facts.
15. He got 15K.
Facts.
Isaac Bruce is top 5 on receiving yards all time. Like y'all don't know about Marvin Harrison, cuz you talking about a route technician?
You think his son was a beast now?
Jeez. Reggie Wayne. Like y'all don't know like these guys, you know. Shoot, Tony Gonzalez,
Facts.
you know, Chris Carter.
Chris Carter, Moss, T.O.
I mean, those are given. Like
No, I'm just saying, but
if
man,
if those
this young generation, man, they don't know about them. Nah, man, it's that era, man. In the previous eras, man, there was some monsters out there, man, for sure.
dang, as it stands right now, Odell is not even in the top 100 in receiving yards
Wow,
as it stands right now.
wow.
The guy that's at 100 is Greg Jennings, and he has over 8,200 receiving yards, and he's 100.
Oh, so Odell is 100, or Greg Jennings
Greg
is one,
Jennings is 100, and Odell is not in the top 100.
and Greg Jennings was nice. He
Greg
was nice
Jennings
in
was
Green
nice,
Bay,
and
and
he has over 8,000 receiving yards, and he was sharing balls, with Jordan Nelson and it was Jordan Nelson,
James
Greg
Jo-
Jennings,
James
Mike,
Jones,
Finley, the tight end, what's his
James
name?
Jones, Donald Driver,
What's the receiver? Was it Michael Finley?
Jermichael Finley,
Michael Finley. So he was sharing
Shannon.
a lot of the thing, but Odell is 117th on all time receiving yards. He's 117th. He's behind Ozzie Newsome.
And they weren't even throwing like that back then.
Nope. There's a lot of guys on here. He around a lot of guys around here. I don't even know.
And I was the news. That was a tight end from back in the gap, back in the gap when they was mainly blockers. Ah man, I mean he's
And so people want to hold him up. And I no knock on Odell. I like Odell. In his prime, he was nice. Um, but he just he ain't an all time great to me.
no nowhere near, man.
And so that's why I put up the stats because people's arguing with me. Like, oh, you a hater, you a hater. It's like, bro, I'm not hating. Like, it's just facts.
Facts.
Like, I'm not hating on the guy. If he was like that, I would like, sure, he like that. It's people like that I wasn't even a fan of their team, and I just like, bro, he like that. Like Randy Moss,
And he killed Dallas.
T.O., Marvin Harrison. You can just go down the list. Larry Fitzgerald, um, um, Calvin Johnson. Like you can just go down the list. Like talking about monsters.
That's facts.
That's the first guy I ever seen them line two cornerbacks up in front of him
And still beat him.
and still threw it to him, and he still beat him and called a touchdown with two cornerbacks in front of him
Facts.
with the safety shading on his side. They was throwing to him in triple coverage, and it
Coverage.
just didn't matter.
Did
It
not.
just didn't matter. He was going to score at least twice a game. It just didn't matter.
Facts.
Like that's what I'm talking about. Or like my top running backs, like my top running backs ain't none of them from Dallas. Like
Yep.
Emmitt Smith was like that, but he's not in my top.
Go
Like
ahead.
I like
Say your top
guys like
five.
I like guys like Adrian Peterson, LaDainian Tomlinson. Um, one of my big favorites, Marshall Falk. He slept on, but
Yeah,
he
slept
is
on.
he is one of my favorite. He is nice. He's one of those first backs that was really just catching out the backfield like that and really just eating before it became popular like it is now. Um, but I have LaDainian Thompson, Adrian Peterson. I have Marshall Falk. Um, I have Barry Sanders, and it's between two. I guess I just go with uh uh I guess I go with my boy Eric Dickerson, man.
Can't go wrong with that list there, man. He was a beast too. That was a beast too.
Honorable mention to Mike Allstock. I'm a Mike Allstock
Monster.
fan.
Monster. For sure.
Yeah, I'm a Mike Allstock fan.
For sure.
That was like fun. That was fun football. Like if you grew up in that era, you're a big fan of Collision. It was Collision.
Vision.
You had people like Mike Allstock, Jerome Bettis,
Ooh, the
Jamal
bus.
Lewis, Priest Holmes, Sean Alexander.
Xander.
I mean, it was the running back, Terrell Davis. Like the running backs, man. It was crazy. That's when the
Yeah.
league was a running league. It was a running league.
Hmm.
Like if you couldn't run the football, like you just couldn't win.
You're not gonna win.
But those it was just like a plethora of backs that was just out there that was just nice with it. Um, that was just it was beautiful to see a guy go out there and rush for 150 yards like it wasn't nothing.
That's
You know,
facts.
and then we slowly started to shift into the passing era when you started to get like Randy and T.O. Like those guys was catching a buck 50 like it wasn't nothing. Like for T.O. and Randy to have a buck 50, that was normal. It
Uh,
wasn't
d-
like it is today where like if a guy get buck 50, it's like, ooh, we throwing a parade for him.
yeah.
Like go look at their all time receiving yards and you'll see what I mean. Like they up there in the top three, like top three,
Facts.
spot four, like because it was nothing for them to have a buck 50, 200 yards, two touchdowns. Like it was nothing. It was expected. Like, well, yeah, like he gonna get his. He
Yeah.
gonna, get
We
off.
gotta stop. We gotta stop all the other ones here. He gonna get it. He gonna get off.
So um, but those two are my two top favorite receivers. Randy and To um, are my two top favorites. I really like those guys. Um, and I'm a big fan of the tight end era of old. I don't like the new tight ends, so I receive a lot of
Yeah,
flack for that. I'm not a big fan of the new tight ends. I like the mobility they have, but I like the tight ends who were like really good at everything. Like they could block, they can pass catch. Um, I mean, they can just do a lot of things, man. Now tight ends are basically just big receivers. Like
pretty
they was
much.
shining, like they was shining in a running league. Like when you was handing the ball off almost 30 times a game, 35 times a game. Like, when the quarterback was only throwing 30, 35 times a game.
Yeah,
It wasn't like now where a quarterback throwing almost 60 times a game. So I like the old school tight ends. They all kind of left. I think Jason Witten was on that last tier of old school type of tight ends.
him and
Um,
Antonio Gates,
Antonio Gates,
Gronk.
was another one. Gronk was one of those guys as well. Um, so I like the old school on that. I like the old school running backs too. Old school receivers. Um, I like the I like the new school. Um, I like the new school quarterbacks. And the reason why is because they are more. They have more in the toolbox. The old school quarterbacks, yeah, they could throw that thing. They could slang it. Um,
He was sitting
but the
ducks though.
new school quarterback, they were sitting ducks. So like guys like Lawrence Taylor, uh, Reggie Wright, um, all those guys, Warren Sapp, all those guys, they were just feasting because like you knew once you got to the backfield, you knew exactly where the quarterback was going to be.
Let me ask
He's
you
going to be.
this: so those type of guys like LT, uh, Warren Sapp, who's the other one you just named?
Was it Reggie Wright?
Reggie White. How do you think they will fare in this league today? Do you think they'll still get off like they got off back then?
I mean, they would be good, but not like it was back then because now, like these quarterbacks are running 4.4s, like they getting out of there.
Hmm.
Like, just to be quite honest with you, like they had never seen nothing like a Lamar Jackson or a Michael Vick. Like, you had never seen nothing like a Cam Newton. You're talking about Cam Newton, a 6'5" specimen, 240 pounds, almost 250, but who can book it.
Yeah.
Like, you hadn't seen nothing like that. Or you hadn't seen nothing like a Josh Allen who's so strong it's hard to take him down. So like it's that different element there versus it's a difference from rushing that or versus rushing a Mark Brunell. Like, oh yeah, like Mark ain't where you going, Mark? Or rushing a Steve Young or rushing like
Now Steve Young had some wheels back in the day. Now
I mean he can run, but I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. I'm talking about I'm talking
yeah,
about
now he ain't had them type of
like
wheels, but he had some wheels. But
I'm talking about Bucket. And this but this has always been my stake and claim on certain stuff. And I hate to say like who's the greatest, who ain't the greatest, because every situation ain't created equal. Like it's hard for me to say that this quarterback is greater than this quarterback because unless they have the same situation, we can't really say that. So we say like Patrick Mahomes, don't get me wrong, he's a great quarterback, but we don't know if any other quarterback could be that great unless they put in the same situation that Pat is put in or that Tom was put in or any other successful quarterback was put in or any other successful running back was put in. So like Emmitt Smith, great running back, but got down with look at that line.
That's true.
Like Larry Allen then was moving folks 10 yards down the field. So like every situation isn't created equal, man. Like, so it's hard for me to always say, oh man, this guy's great, this guy ain't that good, he ain't that like, you know, it's it's not always created equal where you can kind of make your own way. It ain't like the NBA. Like the NBA, like you can display your skill no matter who team you're on. Like if you can shoot, we're gonna be able to see you can shoot. Like that carries over no matter where you go. You can go to a sucky team, but god dang it, you can shoot. Like
That's
when Curry came into the league, the Golden State Warriors was trash, but we knew he can shoot.
that's facts. That is facts.
So I just hate when people say, "Oh man, he's the greatest." I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna take nothing away from what he did in his career, or this guy's the greatest, that guy's the greatest. But it's hard to say unless another guy gets the same opportunity that guy got. Like I'm another firm believer that life is not like chess. People like to say, "Oh man, life is like chess," and I'll be
Honestly.
like, "It's not like chess." Oh yes, it is. I said no. I said because in chess, everybody starts off with the same pieces.
Same pieces,
In life,
same
we
position,
don't. In life, we don't start off with the same pieces. Some people start off with a full deck. Others start off with a piece,
half a
and
piece.
then in chess, you get to see everybody's moves. In life, you don't get to see everybody move. In chess, you get to see what's coming your way. In life, you don't know what's coming your way. Oftentimes, you're blindsided, and
Facts.
you have to try to make up from being blindsided and say, okay, I got to come up with another plan. This was my plan, but I didn't see this coming,
Mm-hmm.
so now I got to make another plan. So I don't believe life is chess. I often make a joke that life is a lot like dominoes. And if you're married, it's a lot like dominoes playing partners. It's a beautiful thing when you and your partner is in sync, boy. Ooh-wee. Boy, y'all feel unstoppable. But boy, the moment you get a partner that they don't know where you at, and y'all
Oh,
can't read each other, boy, it's tragedy.
facts.
Or if
Facts.
you're playing dominoes by yourself and you can't read your opponent, or you getting a bad hand, you just getting he getting a lucky
Look at
draw.
y'all.
And it's like, man, he's getting all the good fortune, and I'm getting all the bad fortune. I think life is a lot like that. And
That's
I think
facts.
life is like that because when you do get your fortune, you got to make the best of it. So in dominoes, when you do get that good hand, you better make the best of it
Better make the
because that
best of
might be your last good hand. If you get all them fives, you better run the table.
it. Put
Cause
yourself so far ahead.
next hand, he might get all the sixes. So You can take that with a grain of salt here on Let There Be Known Sports. I don't want to correlate that with a little bit with the sports, but that's my take on it, man. You can run with it. You don't have to run with it at all. But my take is life is a lot like dominoes, man. If you're married, it's a lot like dominoes and partners. It's nothing like chess. In dominoes, you don't know what your opponent has. Your opponent don't know what you have. They don't know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's guessing. And everybody's trying to come up with a plan. But then when you get hit, you trying to come up with another plan.
Another plan.
That's a
Yep.
lot like life. That sounds like life to me.
Facts.
So sometimes it works out in dominoes, sometimes it don't. And that's how it is in life, man. But you pick yourself up, man. You keep going, man. We promote positivity here on this podcast, man. Um, whatever you're going through, man, pick your head up, man. We enjoy sports, man, but enjoy life, man. You get one life, man. Enjoy it. Pick your head up, man. Choose to smile every day, man. Choose to live your life. Whatever you're going through, don't give up, man. Keep going. Keep enjoying. If you like sports like we do, man, keep tuning in here, man. We're gonna keep talking about these sports. We're gonna keep talking the real. And this show gonna continue to get better, man. Just hang in there with us, man. We new to this, man, and we're gonna continue, man, to go hard, man. And man, we're gonna promote positivity, man. And hang in there, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We in here.
Almost definitely, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all, man. Make sure y'all like that, but hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, man. It doesn't cost a thing, man, to do that. Help us to grow this here, man. Help us to grow. We're starting from scratch. We're growing this organically, man. But man, till the next time, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Peace. Much love.
Peace out, man.